Hi, I'm Cody.
And I'm Charlie.
And this week's episode of WX4 features
Dodd Ferrelle, who gets a question from a galaxy far away.
Far, far away. Welcome to the show, Dodd.
Thank you, Cody. Thanks for having me, man.
Of course. Before we pick a question, I'm going to remind everybody to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and watch all the Just the Musics, the JTMs as we like to call them. Dodd plays about 3 songs today, and one of them will be at the end of this episode. The other 2 will be uploaded this week on our YouTube and Facebook.
Did we already play them, or are we about to play them?
They'll hear it at the end of the episode, one of the songs, and then the other 2 will be uploaded as individual videos.
And tell them what JTM means.
Just the music.
Just the
The
music.
music.
Yeah, without me and
It's
Charlie.
basically the video of the song.
Right. Where's your hat?
I don't have a hat. He has a hat. Yeah.
We
I just
both
let
have
my mop
hats.
sit on top
This
of my
is
head.
a big apple.
All right, so we've got some things on Rex today. That's his name, the intercom. What do we have, Charlie?
Fender Mini Twin. It's self-explanatory. Yoda head.
Yeah, go ahead.
A roll of gaffer's tape.
I mean,
And just a battery-powered radio.
so there's going to be a question with each item. And
What?
you're going to read the question.
Ooh.
For any inkling of your own, you pick, and then whatever the question is, you read it out loud.
Now, clearly, you would think I was going to pick Yoda, right? So that's where the question, that's where the gotcha question would be?
Not
There's,
really.
a few.
No?
There's actually a couple.
There's a couple of gotcha
No,
questions?
they're not gotcha questions.
there's
they're
no
just...
gotchas.
So the most mundane choice would be the
starters, that's all.
the most mundane choice would be the gaffer's tape.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to think about you guys here. I got to size you all up for a second and see.
Hmm.
But you would know that I would probably do that and go for the gaffer's tape and not Yoda, so I'm going to go for Yoda.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Hey, I'm look at my shirt. I'm Star Wars freak.
I know it. I should have worn mine.
What does that question say?
Ooh. What was your favorite band in high school?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I ran the gamut. So, went through a U2 phase, Driving and Crying, but really at the end of the day, I would have to say that the Minutemen,
Okay.
punk rock,
Yeah.
punk rock, Minutemen, Double Nickels on the Dime. I used to fall asleep to that record.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. So that Replacements.
Yeah, I was
all
about
of
to say,
them,
were you the guy who also had Replacements albums and
Yes,
Descendants albums?
and all that. And
Were
the
you a Dead
Pogues,
Kennedys fan?
I was.
Or was that too
I
far?
liked the Dead Kennedys when I heard them, but I didn't. I didn't buy their records like I bought the Minutemen. I just, there's something special about a lot of those bands that they just had something different about each one of them. The Pogues, Replacements, Minutemen, even U2 back then. REM obviously as a kid, but yeah, I had a pretty eclectic mix of stuff that I listened to as a kid. Had an older brother that brought stuff home from college too, so exposed me to a lot of that, which was cool.
Yeah.
Is that what got you into playing?
No, I had always wanted to play. Actually, the 2 guitar solos that made me want to play guitar. The second guitar riff in Jimi Hendrix's version of All Along the Watchtower, the jangly lead riff, Cinnamon Girl by Neil Young.
Right.
So
Was that in Drop D?
I think so.
That song's in Drop D, maybe.
And it's just a simple lead. It's just
look it up.
nothing. It's just nothing to the lead, but it's just the emotion of the guitar playing
Mhm.
really pulled me in. I had already wanted to play guitar as an 11-year-old. Got a Sears guitar for free acoustic from my parents, and still haven't.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's
Nice.
beat up.
Do you have a
I wanna
picture
get
of that?
fixed. I need to get a picture of it. So yeah, I guess, and then really, I know I'm going on about it, but used to scour magazines and pick up the Smiths and Waterboys and kind of.
Did you like the mini British invasion of the kind of mid '80s, like the Love and Rockets and the or even Bauhaus. And,
No,
or what was that? Psychedelic Furs.
I like the Furs because I liked Richard Butler's voice, and I still like
that. Was cool.
I still like the Furs.
Yeah.
All those bands kind of had a little bit of distinction to them, whether it was musical or vocal or lyrical.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of went after those. Kind of liked a lot of it, and then went after those.
You kind of there's so much you sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
Your select.
Yeah. And the Minutemen were so cool.
Mm-hmm.
They were. So
I like them to this day.
And if you asked me this question tomorrow, it'd be totally different.
So you said you were 11 when you got your guitar?
Yeah.
And, so you got a Sears guitar, started playing.
Yeah.
When did like, okay, this is what I want to do? Like,
so I did the typical thing where I went and had guitar lessons at the Sears in Savannah, where I grew up. And I took 2 lessons, and the guitar, nice guy, but he had an Ovation acoustic and Yes posters all over his wall, and he wanted to play more for me than he wanted. Yeah. I didn't stay in the lessons. I had 2 and quit. So I did the typical learn a good bit, and then I plateaued, put it down for a while, and then at 13, I picked up an electric guitar that I borrowed from a friend it was a Fender that had a plug, the amp was in the case. Mm-hmm. You ever seen one of those? Mm-hmm. So I borrowed that from a friend and started teaching myself really seriously on Beatles records, CCR, anything I could kind of pick out and play and look at chord books, and then taught myself to play after that.
You still like electric?
Mm-hmm. I both.
Because I haven't seen, you've played here a couple of times, and it's been always acoustic. And it's like, I wonder if he plays electric.
I do. I play a Rickenbacker. I love playing. I love playing electric.
So you're a jangle compression guy.
Yeah, and I love John Lennon's. I just grew up, and my mother was a huge Beatles fan, so I was a huge Beatles fan and loved his. Really watched rhythm guitar players were.
Rickenbackers are tough to deal with.
They are. You got.
They're still awesome.
I've got 13s. Yeah. I got a tip from DeWitt, local DeWitt Burton. He gave me a tip about the 13s on the Rickenbackers.
Oh, is that what it is? You're supposed to put 13s.
So they keep their tune.
What kind do you have?
I think I've got Diodarios on there. I think.
No, I mean what kind of Rick?
360.
Okay, 360. Yeah, I had one of those, and that was a tough guitar to deal with, but it was great.
Yeah. I mean, I love them. I'm used to it, so you get used to it and deal.
You need one, Cody.
Let's
all go out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a hat.
And a hat. Yeah, my hair's crazy today. I'm trying to.
No, yeah, that's good. We just got the hats going on.
So, do you do the Vox AC30 thing?
I've got an AC30 and an AC15, depending on the venue.
So you're doing the
classic. Yeah.
Jangle.
Yeah, I love it. I love that classic jangle.
So when did you start writing songs?
I think around that time. Some really bad songs. Really bad.
Youthful discretion.
Yeah, really bad songs.
Got this.
And then started to kind of hone a bit of craft around 16 or 17. Mm-hmm. Is when I really started to focus on it and spend more time on it, and kind of felt like a change occurred, and I maybe became a different kind of musician or whatever. But it started to make more sense, and the songs started to. It started to sound good and started to take some good shape and felt like I got a footing on who I was as a songwriter early on, and I think I've kept that my whole life, which is fun.
Well, what brought you to Athens?
So I had a band called Me and Mills.
You started that in Savannah?
Mm-hmm. And we started that in Savannah. Started it in Statesboro.
Okay.
Moved up there to try school out, which didn't last. But moved up there. Joined up with a friend that my brother, a guitar player up there, that my brother had befriended while he was there. And my bass player, John Mills, and then we met a drummer, Brad Bacon, up there and formed our band, Me and Mills. And to this day, we're still best of friends and play whenever we can or get a chance to do some show here and there. But moved to Statesboro and then back to Savannah real quick, and had a really pretty good following. So decided, hey, we were traveling a lot, touring a lot. So we thought, let's go to Athens and centralize and easier to get everywhere. And, Athens, music scene, so much going on up here. Yeah. So came up in 93.
And so I was born.
And been here ever since. Was it
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. What day?
March 29th.
Yeah, we came up in December.
Okay. So a little later.
March 29th.
I was alive.
Yeah.
Town Athens was on fire. No.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
cool, and been here ever since. And
So do you have a band now with drums and guitar and bass and all
Adam,
that?
the Winter Villains.
Okay, is that what you
Villain, not villains. Villain.
Oh,
Winter Villains.
The
The
Winter
Winter
Villains.
Villains.
Okay.
A-I.
Y'all are the villains of winter.
So yeah, Taylor Sproul on drums. Y'all know Taylor?
I don't think so.
John Mills on bass, Adam on fiddle, and Mitch Turner, my guitar player from me and Mills' early days in Statesboro, back on guitar. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Y'all have any records out?
We started working on a record. We almost finished a record, what I was talking about when we started recording 4 years ago. And then I was sworn in as mayor, and the record got put on hold.
Mayor of.
There's no
Winterville.
time to make records? Mayors don't have time to make
No,
records.
well, I tell you, it did. It got public service is a heavy thing, and I love it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But-
there's like a feather floating right there. Sorry.
That's
That
a
was
guest
focused.
feather.
Yeah, tell us about...
So-
So, okay, you're...
We're 2 songs away from finishing a record
And
called.
then you were elected mayor?
Mm-hmm.
And did you expect to win at the time? Or were you like, I'm going to try it and maybe I'll win the next? Or you was like,
I wasn't sure.
I got this.
I wasn't sure.
Oh, you weren't sure going into it? And
That
then
I wasn't sure.
And then that night? Or they call it that night? And they're like, you're the new mayor.
Well, so we can't. we put a full blown campaign.
Yeah,
I had
I remember.
an intern
It was
from
awesome.
UGA and had a good bit of help and knocked on every door in Winterville and ran against 2 gentlemen who born and raised in Winterville and good guys, and so it was a tough race.
Yeah.
Not being
Not being a local
born and
dude.
bred.
Yeah.
But we campaigned hard and had a good ideas that we're implementing now, and so won. I was surprised, but
How long was the term?
4 years. I just
You're in the
started my
second one,
second
right?
term.
So you got reelected.
January, got
See, I'm
reelected.
from Athens. I don't get to.
You don't get the Winterville paper.
No,
Well, we knew about it, but I didn't know that you'd actually
I
done it
didn't-
to second term.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't know
second-
that 4 years went that
fast. Yeah.
Is there a term limit in Winterville?
No,
Okay. The album still has to get done, right?
and that's kind of the focus. This was great when this popped up.
Mhm.
You guys having me. Thank y'all for having me.
Right.
So this year, starting that 4th term, I've kind of decided to put the focus back on and do balance everything, but put the focus back on the records.
Mhm.
Some other stuff we're working on, but finish this record. We're 2 songs away from having it finished, and already have material for another one. So want to,
Nice.
how you got to kind of clear it all out before you start the new one. So
Yeah.
I want to clear that
Yeah.
new record out. It's called Summer Hearts, and it's Dodd Ferrelle and the Winter Villains. So we've got it ready to go, everything. We just got to finish the 2 songs.
So, is there any albums that they can hear right now, like previous releases from you?
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah, if you go to doddferrelle.com,
Dodd
there's,
Ferrelle.
I think I've got 9. I've released 9 records or 10 records over the years.
And where can they find you online, social media, all of that stuff?
Well, Facebook, the website, all the records are available on all the various platforms.
Okay.
So different
Spotify
records.
and all of that stuff,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
can stream it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, is there anything that you want to say about the song that they're about to hear, Sucker Punch Town?
Sucker Punch Town. So Sucker Punch Town, and you guys will be able to relate. I'm sure this is a incredible music town and incredible music scene full of beautiful people like yourselves and incredibly talented musicians. But it's a hard town to live in, and it's a hard town to survive if you aren't taking care of yourself. And so that first line, see the town rising just above the steeple. Sucker Punch Town is, the steeple, REM, all that. It's this town. And so the disclaimer is, I love Athens. The hard part of that song is, lost a lot of friends here and had some tough times here. As I'm sure y'all have, and I know a lot of friends that may be having them now. So Sucker Punch Town is an ode to this town, but also a caution about what can happen in this town if you don't take care of yourself.
That's true.
That might be the best I've ever described that song.
Well, Oh, that
Let's
was
hear it.
awesome. Awesome. Dodd, thank you so much.
Thanks, Cody. Appreciate it, man.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank
Thanks,
you
man.
all so much for watching. Up next is Dodd Ferrelle and Adam Poolin's performance of Sucker Punch Town. Go to our YouTube and Facebook page tomorrow and the next day to see the other two songs, which were called what?
The other two, Can't Be Loved and When the Light Leaves the Face of the Moon, which are two new songs on the record that we have yet to finish.
Awesome.
Yeah,
All
brand
right.
new.
See the town rising just above the steeple, come alive on the hook to bait the people. See the streets steal your feet and slowly turn to quicksand. See the lights hit the night warm and hollow, punching holes in your life of tomorrows. They never come, they only run cold from you. 'Cause it's a sucker punch town, it'll knock you to the ground, kick you when you're down. At the edge you can see people falling. There's wasted time, rocks, forgotten dreams to sleep. It never comes, it only runs cold from you. So pray for sight in the end of your sorrow. I see the light shining all around your heart. Turn the trick and kick the bricks of that old town down. 'Cause it's a lucky punch town, it'll knock you to the ground and kick you when you're down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The music makes you feel like you're dancing, and the people make you feel you belong. And you're feeling like your spirit's being healed by love. But the devil waits at each and every corner, smiling like a child on Christmas morning. Oh my God, it's gonna kill us all. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 'Cause it's a sucker punch town, it'll knock you to the ground and kick you when you're down. 'Cause it's a lucky punch town, it'll knock you to the ground and kick you when you're down. 'Cause it's a punch drunk town, the building's spinning around 10 feet off the ground. Ooh, ooh, ooh.